The Chagos Islands are about to be given back to Mauritius by the UK. But where even are they, and what marine life can you find there? The islands are so remote that even your GPS might need a vacation. Part of the central Indian Ocean, they are approximately 1,000 miles from the southern tip of India, making them one of the most isolated archipelagos in the world. I was lucky enough to visit in 2015, filming on a research expedition with the Khaled bin Sultan Living Oceans Foundation. The Chagos story begins in the late 18th century, when the Chagos Islands were first inhabited by the Chagosians, brought over by the French from Africa and India. In 1814, during the height of the British Empire, these islands were claimed by the British, a small but significant part of a vast colonial tapestry. The name Chagos itself comes from the first Portuguese explorers, from a phrase meaning shoals of the holy wounds, because the Christian Portuguese sailors thought these islands looked like the wounds of Christ in the sea. These aren't just any islands, they're coral atolls. Imagine a volcano sinking, but because the coral reef around it is living, it continues to grow towards the surface. And while the volcanic mountain disappears, the coral persists as a beautiful pale blue circle in the sea. Over time, the reef gathers sand and vegetation on top. Beneath the waves, the Chagos Islands are a marine paradise. The vibrant coral reefs have rare and large specimens, and as well as the coral, there's even a few sparse eelgrass habitats, which are also home to unique and precious species. The coral wildlife here is typical of the Indian Ocean, but it's much more abundant than most places, and with special local variations, because this is so far from most other habitats. You find the beautiful and healthy-looking Moorish idols, several species of clownfish, and striking and often unique fishes of all kinds. The waters are also host to marine turtles, with hawksbills and green turtles being the most common. And further from shore, the islands are a focus for large marine animals like sperm whales and dolphins. Seabirds too abound, including white terns and boobies. And the crab selection, including massive coconut crabs, bigger than both your hands, second to none. Once home to more than 1,500 Chagosians living in several villages, the islands were forcibly depopulated in the 1960s. Traces of many of these villages, abandoned for over 60 years, can still be seen among the palm trees and encroaching vegetation. Silent reminders of a displaced community. Visitors are restricted and only a few open ocean yachts come here with permission. Since it was decided in 2019 that the British actions were illegal, the British government has agreed to transfer sovereignty of the Chagos Islands back to Mauritius, from whom they were originally bought. While this is seen as a positive step, there's some disappointment, as the Chagosians were not included around the table when the deal was discussed. And discussions are ongoing about their potential return. The USA-UK military base on Diego Garcia will remain under British lease for at least 99 years, with an option to extend. Even though you'd think the reefs here are pristine, as remote as they are, they're still affected by plastic rubbish, and there have also been significant so-called coral bleachings, especially during 2015 and 2016. These events were triggered by unusually warm sea temperatures, which caused widespread coral death. Yet despite these challenges, the reefs still support a diverse range of marine life. The bleaching events had led to shifts in coral species composition, and they do favour now the ones that are able to cope with heat the most. Because they're so remote from direct human activity, the Chagos Islands remain critical for understanding the impacts of climate change on marine environments worldwide. If the Chagosians return to the Chagos Islands, there are of course logistical challenges. The idea is that a new airport would facilitate easier access to the islands, One of the northern islands, such as Banhos, has been suggested as a potential site for the new airport, but it's going to be a tight fit. Whatever happens, conservation initiatives are crucial to keep this gem from further damage and support the long-term health of the Chagos ecosystem, one of the wonders of the world.